All right, sir. Can I get you to step out the car for me? All right, well, I'll call you back. Just turn around for me.
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. Today we're looking at the October 2024 arrest of comedian and influencer Drewski, whose real name is Drew DeBordis. Now, let me say up front, I appreciate the great work that Drewski has been putting out. He's become one of the busiest and brightest young comedians in the game right now. But even with all that success and all those packed schedules, today's case is a reminder that no matter how busy you get, you still have to make time to handle your legal responsibilities. What started as a simple failure to stop at a stop sign turned into a much bigger problem because of an outstanding failure to appear warrant and a suspended license. Today we'll break down how quickly these situations escalate, why legal housekeeping is important, especially when you're in the public eye, and what lessons we can take away from this incident, whether you're famous or not. With that, let's get started.
It
is not an excuse for you to run these stop signs, sir. I'm at 72-6090 OIV on a white in color Hummer EV. It's a pickup truck. Good morning, sir. How you doing? So I'm Officer Lynn with the Atlanta Police Department. I pulled you over because you rolled through that stop sign right there at Ivy and North Stratford. Okay, now when I run the registration, it comes back suspended and no insurance. Have insurance for the vehicle? Can I see that? Can I get your driver's license, sir? It's a newer car. Gotcha. I don't know which one it is. Is that it? Yeah. That's the vehicle stuff. Who are you insured with? I'm not sure. Yo, who is my car insured by? I have to look at the document. I'm pulled over. I look, you need that document. What? I said I'm pulled over right now. I need that document. So you're pulled over by police officer? Yeah. Your flight's good morning in 40 minutes. Yeah, he said it's suspended and no license. Or no valid insurance. It's got suspended registration. Do you know who their insurance? You know who the vehicle is insurance with? Hold on a second. I'm just looking. It should be insured with Progressive. Progressive? Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, Eric.
Hello. Thank you for calling Progressive. Your call may be recorded or monitored. You can speak to me in complete sentences. Si quiere hablar en español, solo diga español. Thank you for calling Progressive. My name's Shelby. How may I help you?
Good morning, ma'am. This is Officer Lynn with the Atlanta Police Department. I need a verified insurance with the vehicle. If you can help me out.
Okay. And the first and last name?
It's going to be Druski, LLC. So that'll be D as in David, R as in Robert, U as in Uncle, S as in Sam, King, or K as in King, I as in Ida, LLC.
Okay, so this is a business or commercial policy.
Okay.
Let me get you over to that department. Give me 1 second.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you for calling Progressive Commercial Auto. This is Robert. How can I help you today?
Hey, this is Officer Lane with the Atlanta Police Department. I just need to verify an insurance for a vehicle.
Sure, we can definitely do that for you. However, I need to get you over to my services center to do that, sir. So bear with me just a moment. They'll help you out.
Sure, no problem. Oh, I think he's got this stuff. I appreciate it, though. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, probably will match the same number I just sent you as well, but hopefully at least it'll show it's not expired.
I think you were just at our house a couple days ago too.
Was
Our alarm went off when we were out of town.
Probably.
You were like at the back door.
All right, Mr. Drew. See you. So I got bad news too. All right. So your license is suspended.
I think we updated that though.
Yeah, your license has been suspended since July of 2024.
Is this not the right thing for the license?
No, this is your insurance card.
Did he say July 2020?
Yeah. Is that your lawyer on the phone?
No, this is my manager.
Okay. Yeah, so you have a suspended driver's license. All right. I mean, I know who you are,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So,
I just need to let somebody else drive.
the problem with the vehicle right now is that that card is an expired card, right? And that doesn't show me anything. It's just an umbrella policy for the vehicle itself. It's not an insurance card. And I'm trying to get a hold of your insurance through Progressive to verify that insurance information. But according to everything we have, the car has no insurance. And according to the Department of Revenue, the car hasn't had insurance since, I believe it was October 2024. Okay. So give me a second. Let me make a couple of phone calls.
Okay. And it is October 2024 right now.
Yeah, well, it just went. They literally just took it off. Okay. So I think it went like beginning of the month. Did you swap insurance or any of that?
Did we swap anything, Noah?
No, the only thing I can think of is that driver's license last. For Progressive, if they might see a suspended license, might then suspend insurance. But we sent that over. I think Chris is saying they did sort that if you got the new ID mailed to you. I'm just confused as how that. Yeah, like
I said it was mailed to me.
Let me verify your insurance first.
Okay.
That's what I was on the phone for.
Okay.
Let me verify that insurance information,
Okay.
and then
Do you need this?
I know they can look it up through your VIN number.
I wonder if it's true. If you're close to your house right now, is it better could you just take the car back and guys towards the airport?
Yeah. So give me a second, all right? I'll be right back. Appreciate it. 37.
Thank you for calling Progressive. Your call may be recorded or monitored. You can speak to me in complete sentences.
Commercial auto insurance.
Comes back to
What state is your vehicle parked in?
Georgia.
his 40s. That might take him a minute on this one. Shows to have a valid registration. No valid registration.
Yes, ma'am. Could you help me out with a commercial auto insurance? I'm just trying to verify a vehicle. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Are you an officer?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm Atlanta Police Department. I'm just looking to verify the insurance information on this vehicle that I have currently pulled over.
That's okay. It's in Georgia then, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In Georgia? Do you have a policy number?
I don't. I can get it from him. Give me a second. Let me get it from him.
Yeah, let's go with the policy number, please.
I got you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna walk back up there to him.
All right, yeah, you're good. Take your time.
Mr. Drew, can I get that insurance policy number?
What's the insurance policy number? What's the policy number?
950.
All right, give me just a second. I'm going to connect you with our services team. They'll be able to access the policy and confirm any questions you have, okay?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. 1 second. Thank you for calling Progressive. My name is Kat. Can I get your first and last name, please?
This is Officer Lynn with the Atlanta Police Department. I'm just trying to verify a commercial auto insurance. If you can help me out.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. It's a commercial. Do you have the policy number by chance?
Can I get a policy number again?
950.
So it's going to be 950. Should be a white GMC Hummer pickup truck.
Okay, so I've got that on the policy, yes, sir.
So it is valid?
Yes, sir. Looks like it is covered. The policy is active.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Of course. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Sarge. So I pulled over a vehicle. It's that comedian from Drewski. From Drewski. I don't know if you ever watched him. There's like a bunch of like comedians and whatnot. He's grown to be pretty big. He's a black guy. So pulled him over for running the stop sign. And then when I run it, it comes back with no valid or suspended registration and no valid insurance. I was able to verify his insurance. Then when I run his driver's license, it comes back suspended.
What's suspended for?
For FTA.
Does it say what the FDA is for?
No, it doesn't. It just says FTA, but I do know that he is a big time like comedian based out of Atlanta.
Alright, I assume you're calling me because your supervisors aren't answering.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a surrender date?
No.
You said yes or no?
No service or surrender date.
Do you want to take the car and give him copies, and then that way his license gets sent back to the state?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not taking his car. His car does have valid insurance on it. So I'm just going to give him a couple of citations for running the stop sign, suspended registration, giving me an expired driver's license, and then and that's really it. And I'm going to take his driver's license and cut him a copy and get the other guy in the car to drive his car.
Okay, I was getting ready to ask that one right there. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm just making sure with you that is cool.
Okay. As long as when he leaves you, he is not operating a motor vehicle.
I got you.
Okay.
I copy that. Thanks, Sarge. Bye.
Okay.
Hey, Sarge. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to wake you up. So I pulled over Druski, the comedian. Yeah, I mean, too. He's got a. So basically he ran a stop sign in front of me over here at OIV in North Stratford. When I run the registration, it comes back suspended. No valid insurance, but I was able to verify the insurance for the vehicle, so he's good on that. But he's got a suspended driver's license, so I'm giving him a copy. I'm taking his driver's license from him, and I'm also gonna.
He got a suspended license.
Yes, sir.
And now he gonna have to go. Is he by yourself?
Yeah, and nobody out here with me. And he got to do in the car too.
Have another unit come out there. He gonna have to, because I mean we can't just stand courtesy to him and whatnot. You know, it's a arrestable offense to suspend the driver license.
Yeah, for failure to appear.
Yeah, I mean he's already shown that he's not going to show up in court. So he need to be 23 physically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just have who's working with today? Is Hill or
Hill's on the other side of town.
Calling for a call for another unit. And like I said, once the unit get there, you can just go ahead and to get him out.
I mean, he's pretty cooperable. I'm gonna get him out the car, and I'm gonna detain him for right now. But he does have a suspended driver's license. No serve or surrender date on the driver's license.
Okay. And it's crazy because I'm in California right now, so they 3 hours behind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you went 3 hours behind me. I got you. All right, I got you. No problem. Yep. All right, bye. So, here's the thing, right? You have an FTA, right, for suspended driver's license. I don't know if you missed a court date or whatnot, but I am going to have to take you in today. Okay. I am going to have to take you in for that suspended driver's license. If your man here, if you want, you can release. I verify the insurance for the vehicle.
Nothing that we can show you though, because we have a flight right now. Okay, literally like a big Nike event. So it's like if I'm going to jail right now, it's kind of like that fucks up the whole thing that we're doing. There's nothing that we can show you at all.
That's.
Or like he's back in town on Wednesday. We just fix everything on Wednesday, but not.
Let me call my sergeant.
Okay.
And
we want to do the right thing here.
Yeah. No, I got you. All right, give me 1 second. All right. Hey, sorry. So apparently he's going to a big event. He's flying out today. Is it cool if I just give him a copy, let the other guy drive the vehicle? No. Yeah. All right. No problem. Yeah, I just thought I'd give you a call and let you know that he does have a big event. It will mess up all his stuff and whatnot. But like, I understand, like just because you're, whatever, you're not gonna you violated a pretty big. I mean, if you didn't have a suspended driver's license, I would get some copies on that. Yep. All right, I got you. All right, bye. All right, Mr. Drew. So, unfortunately, that's not going to be possible. All right, so you're going to have to take a ride with me today, okay? All right, can I get you to come out the car for me? You'll probably get booked in, right? You'll probably be out before the day is over.
Nah, I know.
No, I understand that, and unfortunately, that's something that...
Do you know where the flight check is from, though?
It doesn't tell me. It does not tell me where it comes from, but it does say something about May 17th-ish was a ticket that was assigned, or you're supposed to show up to court, and then it got suspended in July. I don't know if it's Fulton. It could be anywhere in the state of Georgia.
Is that this year?
Yes. It's May of 2024. All right, so can I get you to step out the car for me?
All right, well, I'll call you then.
Just turn around for me. I'm gonna give you 2 handcuffs, all right?
Sir, what do we do with the car?
All right, so give me a second. All right, just stay in the car for me, all right? Come on. Give me a second. So the vehicle, so I cleared the vehicle for having the insurance on the vehicle, all right? So would you like your guy that's sitting in the passenger to take the car?
Yeah, he can take it home. My house is literally right there.
Hop in. I know you're a pretty big guy, and it's not going to be too comfortable. I gave you 2 handcuffs, so don't tear your shoulders up.
Should I just lay down?
If you like to.
Is there a way I can put the handcuffs in the front?
No, the corner. Yeah, we can't do that on the policy. If you want to lay down, I'm cool with that for right now.
Yeah, because my legs are too long.
Yep. All right.
Today's footage gives us a textbook look at how simple traffic violations can grow into much larger legal situations. All right, we're going to highlight a few of the key moments from the full video. And as always, I encourage you to check out the full original footage for complete context. Here go the clips we're going to focus on. All right, first we have the officer observes Drewski rolling through the stop sign. The officer notes that he believes that he's pulled this vehicle over before, and that's a great example of how intuition often plays a role in policing. He activates his lights and sirens and he pulls over Druski. After running the plates, the officer finds that the vehicle has a suspended registration and no active insurance on record. Later, the officer discovers that Drewski's driver's license is also suspended due to a failure to appear warrant from earlier in 2024. That takes some time, but the officer showed patience and he contacted Progressive. Now, this call took a long time, and we see that officers have to sometimes verify whether insurance is good or not, and they go through the same customer service hotline that we go through when we call as average citizens and customers. There were two separate calls to superiors suggesting two different actions to be taken. The first officer they spoke with was a superior who probably wasn't in his direct line of authority. That superior suggested cutting Druski loose with citations if someone else can drive the car. The second call to his sergeant makes it clear, with a suspended license tied to a failure to appear warrant, arrest is mandatory, not optional. Now, this showcases how different levels of supervision weigh discretion versus mandatory enforcement. I can almost guarantee that the first call was to a higher up superior. Finally, we come to the arrest, and the officer explains the situation respectfully to Druski, who, to his credit, remained very calm and cooperative throughout the whole situation. Druski arranged for someone to drive the car, and he was a perfect example of how you do handle a traffic stop, even if the stop results in an arrest. Because I do believe that this whole incident remained calm and has several good teaching moments. First, when you saw this, you can easily ask yourself, how many small moments during this whole interaction could have escalated if Druski hadn't stayed calm? Second, the officer's intuition. It helped him stay sharp throughout this whole 15-minute stop where he had to stay on the phone for the whole time with insurance companies, and we see how frustrating that can be. And notice, the patrolmen have to sometimes seek out guidance from their authorities. I will say that many times when police stop individuals that are famous, they will contact their superiors, or individuals that are public figures. They will contact their superior to make sure they're taking the right set of actions. So with that, let's jump into the law here. The three important areas of Georgia law that come into play. You have running a stop sign, driving on a suspended license, and failure to appear. Each one carries its own legal consequences, and when they stack up, the situation becomes more serious. Let's break them down. First, failure to stop at a stop sign. This is found at the Georgia Code, section 40-6-72B. And it says that drivers must come to a complete stop at a clearly marked stop sign and yield to other vehicles or pedestrians with the right of way. Simply slowing down or rolling through is not enough. It must be a full stop. The penalty is a fine. It's between $100 and $200 depending on the jurisdiction that it happens in, and up to 3 points can be added to your driver's license. Here, the officer personally observed Drewski rolling through the stop sign at the intersection where he made the right-hand turn. That was a lawful basis for this traffic stop. Number 2, driving on suspended license. This is found at the Georgia Code, section 40-5-121A. And it says no person shall drive any motor vehicle on any public highway of this state after the person's driver's license has been suspended, revoked, or canceled. Driving with a suspended license is a criminal misdemeanor in Georgia, and that's not just a traffic ticket. The penalty is a mandatory fine of between $500 and $1,000. possible jail time of up to 1 year, and that's an additional suspension period added on top of any existing penalties. Now, if this is the second or some subsequent offense within 5 years, it escalates the whole thing to an aggravated misdemeanor. Here, Drewski's license was suspended due to a prior failure to appear in court earlier in 2024. Even if Drewski wasn't aware of his license suspension, under Georgia law, actual notice isn't always required. It's the status of the license that matters. So it doesn't matter whether you have seen or somebody called and told you it's suspended. Number 3, failure to appear warrant. All right, these are defined in the Georgia Code under section 17-6-11. If a person fails to appear in court after being properly notified, whether through a traffic ticket or some other offense, a bench warrant can be issued for that person's arrest. Additionally, the Georgia Department of Driver Services will suspend that person's driver's license until the FTA is cleared up. So the penalty is the bench warrant being issued, and that's subject to immediate arrest of the person wherever they're found in the state of Georgia. The person's license will be suspended, and there's some additional fines and potential reinstatement fees. Here, Drewski had failed to appear to some case from earlier that year. If this is in October, when this stop happened, they're saying it happened in May of 2024. And before we move on, let's talk about the chain of command and decision making in situations like this. An important teaching point in this case is how different supervisors interpret this situation. The first superior the officer called, and obviously it was someone not directly in his chain of command, suggested that Drewski could be released with tickets as long as someone else drove the vehicle away. However, when the officer called his direct sergeant, the person actually responsible for his decisions, the sergeant made it clear. Driving on a suspended license combined with the failure to appear is a mandatory arrest situation, and not a warn and release situation. The sergeant emphasized a practical point. If the person has already failed to appear once, what confidence do we have that they'll actually appear voluntarily now? In short, the system has already tried trusting the individual to show up once, and they didn't. Therefore, the only appropriate and lawful step was to take Druski into custody to ensure the matter is addressed through the court process now. This moment shows the difference between a looser case-by-case mindset versus a strict adherence to legal process, and it highlights why chain of command matters so much in law enforcement. All right, next we're going to move into our evidentiary standards. Understanding how officers move through different levels of evidence during a stop is key to understanding lawful policing. Let's walk through the 6 major evidentiary standards and how they apply here. First, you have mere suspicion. This is the officer's initial gut feeling or intuition that something may be wrong. It's not enough to act on legally at this time, but it sharpens the officer's awareness to be on the lookout for some issue. A good example, the officer said, "I have a feeling I pulled this vehicle over before." He was experiencing mere suspicion. It heightened his attention, but didn't justify a stop by itself. Moving up, we move up to reasonable suspicion. This is when specific articulable facts lead an officer to reasonably suspect that a crime or traffic violation has occurred or is occurring. A good example is when Drewski rolled through the stop sign that provided reasonable suspicion. It was a direct observation of the traffic violation, fully justifying a traffic stop under Georgia law. Moving up to probable cause. This is when the facts and circumstances would lead a reasonable person to believe that a crime has been committed or is being committed and the suspect is involved. Here, after pulling Druski over, the officer discovered the suspended license and FTA warrant through using his police database. This provided probable cause to arrest Druski, and it wasn't based on a hunch, but hard data from the official records. All right, moving up to preponderance of the evidence. This standard means more likely than not, takes about 51% of the evidence to get to this point, and it's mainly used in civil cases, not in criminal arrests, but the principle still helps us understand the different burdens of proof. Now, if Druski had disputed being the driver, the officer's direct observation would likely satisfy preponderance of the evidence that he was, in fact, operating the vehicle. Now, that wasn't what happened here, but that's just an example, okay? Next, we move up to clear and convincing evidence. This is a higher standard than preponderance, and it means the truth of the facts is highly probable, or it's substantially likely that a person's claim is true. It takes about 75% of the evidence to prove clear and convincing evidence as a standard. It's often used in DMV hearings, administrative settings, fraud cases, and custody hearings. Here, if Drewski wanted to challenge the suspension administratively, he would need clear and convincing evidence that there was a mistake, such as proof he had appeared in court or that the notice was improper. And finally, we have beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest legal standard and it's required in every criminal conviction. The evidence must leave no reasonable doubt in the minds of the jurors about the defendant's guilt. Now, if prosecutors pursued a charge for knowingly driving with a suspended license, they would need to show beyond a reasonable doubt that Druski either knew or reasonably should have known that his license was suspended. Now, it's important to note that this case, it moved fairly smoothly through the evidentiary ladder, from simple observation, which is reasonable suspicion, to database confirmation, which is probable cause. And he did this without any skip steps, and it wasn't rushed. This is a strong example of how a properly handled traffic stop unfolds under constitutional standards. If you were sitting on the jury in this case, now remember it's at the district court level, so that means it's the lowest trial court level in the state. It's not dealing with a felony. Instead, you'd be dealing with a misdemeanor, driving on a suspended license, and potentially a stop sign violation. Now, as a juror, your job would be to focus on some very important but straightforward questions of fact. First, did the officer have a lawful basis to stop the vehicle? Now, the answer is yes. Rolling through a stop sign is a direct violation witnessed by the officer. Second, was the discovery of the suspended license done properly and legally? The answer is yes again. The officer used the police database to make that check during the normal course of the traffic stop. Third, what about notice? If Druski did receive proper notice of this earlier traffic ticket and the court date, then the law presumes he had a duty to appear. Failing to show up would be his own responsibility. His license suspension would be valid, and the arrest based on that suspension would be fully justified. Now let's ask that same question or thought in the alternative. Now, if Druski did not receive proper notice, and that means that the ticket was mailed to the wrong address or never given properly, or even just something else just going wrong, then you might reasonably question whether the suspension itself was fair and that the officer still had probable cause to act based on the record at the time. Druski's defense might center around challenging the original suspension in a separate proceeding. Now, it's important to consider that in district court settings, even if you personally sympathize with how busy Drewski is or how minor the stop sign violation was, you would still have to answer based on the evidence presented. Was the stop lawful? Was the license actually suspended? Was the officer acting properly based on the information available? Personal feelings about the person being stopped wouldn't override those facts. Now, after being here and seeing the videos we've seen before, if you were a member of this jury, how much weight would you give to Druski and how calm and respectful he was during this stop? Does that change your view of the facts overall? Or would you stay laser focused about the legal status of his license at the moment of the stop? Be truthful. All right, as we close out today's lesson, it's important to note that everything in this case was eventually handled. Druski entered a plea of nolo contendere, also known as no contest. That simply means that he did not admit guilt, but he accepted responsibility for the charge without fighting it. In many situations, especially in traffic or misdemeanor cases, a no contest plea is a way to resolve matters quickly without formally admitting wrongdoing. Along with that, Druski also began addressing the failure to appear issue that had caused his license to be suspended in the first place. But as you can see from how everything unfolded, the real lesson starts much earlier. It all goes back to handling your business. Sometimes you might not even realize there's unfinished business out there. A missed ticket, a court date you forgot about, an insurance lapse you weren't notified of, but failing to check in on those things can create a domino effect that eventually costs you more time, more energy, and more resources than you can afford. In Drewski's case, he's a rising star. His time is incredibly valuable. You heard it yourself during the video. He needed to be on a plane in about 40 minutes to get to a major event. Even with money, connections, and access to private flights, time lost sitting in a jail cell or handling unnecessary legal troubles is time you can't easily get back. That's the real cost of not staying on top of your responsibilities. And that's why being organized, attentive, and proactive with the legal side of life matters just as much as chasing your dreams. Learn from this situation, handle your business, stay ready, and make sure you protect your time like the priceless asset it is. And with that, remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and stay safe out there. See you tomorrow.